Among the spiralians, we will be discussing about the mollusks. The phylum Mollusca include the slugs, snails, squid, cuttlefish, and octopuses. And these are all, and along with these, all manner of marine shellfish such as clams, mussels, and oysters. These are included in the phylum Mollusca. Now, why do we call the phylum Mollusca the phylum Mollusca? The phylum Mollusca it literally means the soft-bodied organisms, the organisms which are having soft body. And these soft bodies of these organisms are included in a very strong shell, which is made up of calcium carbonate. These are the most common marine animals today. Among the sea world, these animals are dominating the sea world. And these are occupying the wide range of habitats. What are those wide ranges of habitat? Abyssal depths of the ocean and intertidal mudflats. So, abyssal have depths of the ocean, for example, the areas which are very, very deep. For example, squids. Squids are found in very depth of the ocean, while the intertidal mudflats are the regions where the tide is coming and going. So some part of the day there is sea, and after that there will be a shore. There will be no water there. So these are called intertidal mudflats because these are containing the muddy consistency in their soil. And they are also found in the forest, lakes, and rivers. So there are many type of slugs and snails. These are found in the forest, lake, and river are also containing the organism which are related to the phylum Mollusca. The mollusks are usually unsegmented, soft-bodied animals. So unsegmented, what does that mean? There are some organisms which are having the segmented bodies. We will be discussing about those animals. For example, the nematodes or the insects. Insects are divided into 3 segments, and the nematodes are metamerically segmented. Same is not true for the phylum Mollusca. These are not segmented, and these are soft-bodied organisms. They do not contain any hard structure inside their body. The outside might be some shell be there, but inside there are no hard structures. There are some sort of mollusks which have internalized their outer shell, and those we will be discussing about as well. So they have a body plan which are based on the 4 features. If an organism which is containing those 4 features and it is having the simplicity or the complexity level according to the phylum mollusks, then it is included in these groups. Those are the 4 features: that their head contains the sensory organ and a rasping feeding organ which is called radula. So it is a tongue-like structure which is composed of chitin, and it is designed to scrape and in some case drill into the earth. So scrape means that if, for example, what is the feeding behavior of snail? The snail rasps over the leaf surfaces, and it takes up the organic material inside because it is a herbivore, and by rasping it takes out the smaller chunks of the leaves into its body and where it digests these. The next feature is the foot. The foot is primitively a sole-like structure on which the animal crawls, but it is considerably modified in many mollusks. The feet is the organ through which it moves, and it is most prominent in case of slugs and snails, which are the terrestrial organism which used to crawl on these feet. So it is the sole foot, and this foot is very much adapted, and it provides some mucus, and on that mucus an organism glides over that foot, and it is sort of very, very sticky. It is so sticky that a snail can even move over a sharp knife or over a blade and it won't cut its foot. The visceral mass, the third feature is the visceral mass of the digestive, excretory, reproductive, and the circulatory organs, and all of it is enclosed in the celomic cavity. So that is the fourth feature, the presence of celomic cavity, which is including all the reproductive, digestive, and excretory organs, any specialized organs that have been, we have discussed that the mollusks are the complex of all the life that we have discussed before. So in there is another adaptation of a celomic cavity in which all those specialized structures are enclosed. And the fourth and last but not the least feature is the mantle. The mantle is a sheet of tissue lying dorsally over the visceral mass. So whatever the organs are there, the celomic cavity, over there is a sheet of tissue. And what does that tissue do? That tissue is responsible for secreting the shell. The shell is not something that they find lying around in the environment. They secrete their own shells. And when they do, what is the tissue? The mantle is the tissue that is doing that job. The molluscan shell is secreted as the calcium carbonate, and it is mainly aragonite. Aragonite is sort of a material which is made up of calcium carbonate, just like other materials, other forms of calcium carbonate. It is a form of a calcium carbonate. For example, the calcite is another form of calcium carbonate, but it does not make the shell, right? Aragonite is the one which makes the shell, and it is impregnated with the organic matrix and an outer organic layer. Not only the inside is organic, the tissues, all the things, the outside is also covered with an organic layer. We can see that what we see inside the fossil evidence, we see the molluscan evolution going through, right? So molluscan shells have been adapted in various forms, and with the fossil evidence that we have found, we can devise a hypothetical ancestor which is called archaeomollusk. Archae means ancient and mollusk mean the mollusk. So it is an organism which is ancient mollusk, and we have sort of an idea of what does an archaeomollusk look like, from which the modern mollusks have descended. So, and we can merge that archaeomollusk data with the cladograms, or the idea of that how organisms have evolved in the phylum Mollusca, and we can have some a very characterization of the original ancestors of the mollusca, and that is shown in the next part. There you see a diagram, and here you can see on the left side there is HAM, which is hypothetically archaeomollusk, HAM, and it is the pseudo cladogram of the molluscan evolution. How did the Solenogastrus, Cardofaviata, Polyplecophora, right, and all the other bivalvia, Scapopoda, Gastropoda, and Cephalopoda, so and Monoplacophora, all of these organisms, how did they evolve and how they are related through a cladogram? This is combined with the hypothetical archaeomollusk, which is HAM. So it is integrated with a cladistic type framework, and can visualize that how did the evolution of spiralians inside the phylum Mollusca took place. In this topic, we have discussed about the introduction of mollusks.